Good evening. This is CTV News for Friday, April 7th. I'm Byron Scott. While parents are demanding their children be moved from a District Heights Elementary to another location, this comes after test results showing the presence of mold and air quality issues. Karen Campbell went back to the school to talk with parents about it today.
Parents who came to pick up their child here at District Heights Elementary at the end of the school day today expressed frustration over what they are calling a lack of action on the part of school officials. Now, they want this air quality issue to be fixed, but until then, they said the building should be closed and staff and students should be moved elsewhere until the problem is resolved.
Hopefully they'll get it straight within the next couple of days.
Parent Robert Boone is talking about air quality issues inside District Heights Elementary. Workers found a lack of ventilation due to non-working exhaust fans and HVAC units. Also, elevated mold spores in one classroom.
I just didn't want him in here with it, period.
It was mildly above, but not a cause that would cause the entire air quality in the building to be negatively affected.
As parents picked up their kids on Friday, many were calling for swift action.
Hope they do something to fix the problem or do whatever they say. I mean, they want to take the kids out somewhere else. So I think that's a good idea, too.
Workers have been in the school making repairs, but Teachers Union President Teresa Mitchell-Dudley says that has proven to be problematic.
It's ridiculous to have them sitting there with all of the fumes and all of the dust that's going on over there when they don't really know what's in those walls.
Dudley says there have been reports of a teacher and a student going home on Thursday due to fumes. Angry parents came to a meeting that night to express their frustration.
Children are still getting sick, teachers are sick. So how is it safe to be in this building?
School officials say results from an indoor air quality test are expected by Monday, and repairs to ventilators and other units are expected to be completed by midweek. Reporting in District Heights, Karen Campbell, CTV News.
And Dudley says she spoke with lawmakers in Annapolis to alert them of the issue. Well, President Donald Trump ordering airstrike on a Syrian air base Thursday night. The barrage of cruise missiles coming in retaliation for a chemical weapons attack believed to be carried out by Syrian President Bashar Assad. Now, the president says the U.S. assault was vital to deter future use of poison gas, which killed dozens. We asked local commuters what they think about the president and his most dramatic military order since taking office.
I don't feel he has a reason to go over there and throw bombs. He just wants to do it because he can.
I am opposed to doing it without congressional action. He said in 2013, President shouldn't take action like this without it, and he did. So once again, he's proved to not be telling the truth.
I'm against it.
And why do you say that?
I don't like Donald Trump.
Maryland's congressional delegation had mixed reaction to the military action in Syria. Senator Chris Van Hollen saying in a statement that he believes limited proportional response was the right thing to do. Steny Hoyer says airstrikes are not a sufficient answer on their own to the challenge posed by the Assad regime's war crimes. And that attack on Syria continues to dominate this news cycle. Here to shed more light and to offer his take on this attack is retired U.S. Air Force Commander and Intelligence Officer at the Pentagon, Dr. James Dula. Thank you, sir, as always, for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
What's your reaction to the attack on the people and then also the attack by the U.S. on Syria?
Well, you know, the attack was a surprise because it was contrary to what this president said he was going to do when he said that we must make America first. Mm-hmm. But when I woke up this morning and saw that we had a measured strike on Syria, I had to stop and think about the bombings that had taken place, whereas Assad had used gas against his own people, and I thought it was very much justified.
Well, the president has expressed interest for the victims of the attack. These are the same people he wants to keep out of the U.S. What's your take on that message there?
Well, you know, when you look at the images that happened over there, you have to have compassion. And I think that the president saw this and changed his tone for whatever reason to say that we must do something to help those that would use force against their own people, and especially the image you saw for children and women. I mean, it was just a slow, painful death, and that's what gases do. I personally think that immigration is something that we should continue in this country, because I'm like President Obama. I think we have a very good vetting process, but I think that we need to go back and examine our policies and do it in accordance with the law.
All right, Doctor, as always, thank you very much. Your time is up for now.
It's my pleasure.
And with that, 49-year-old Neil Gorsuch becomes a Supreme Court justice. We got the tape, guys?
On this vote, the ayes are 54, the nays are 45. The nomination of Neil M. Gorsuch of Colorado to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States is confirmed.
And that, of course, bears repeating. And with that, 49-year-old Neil Gorsuch becomes the 113th person to serve on the nation's highest court. He's scheduled to be sworn in Monday in time for the last round of all arguments for the term, which begins on April 17th. In a statement, the president calling the confirmation one of the most transparent and accessible in history. Meantime, Democrats have questioned whether Gorsuch will be impartial justice and claim his record favors corporate interest over working Americans. Maryland's senior Senator Ben Cardin, who voted against the nomination, says in a statement that he is deeply troubled by Gorsuch's potential impact on the Supreme Court.